everyone. Christy Stern and Kate Zeke with Green Mountain Lion Corporation. And today we want to talk to you about the truth of counteroffers. We're halfway through the year. We've seen our share of counteroffers. Well, we see them every year, but this year we've seen an influx of counteroffers being made. Kate, I just wanted to, have a conversation about what are we really looking at when people consider counteroffers?
I think in the moment, people respect their company, they're loyal, they love their boss, their team, but there's a reason why that door was open for them to leave in the first place, and the reason why they maybe ran to their boss's office to hand in their resignation letter. So it's really important to understand your motivations, what you're looking to change, and on the flip side, what maybe won't change if you do stay.
I think it's important for people to understand their why. What's motivating you? There's a reason that you were looking or maybe enticed by a new job offer. And I often tell people that we work with, write down your why, because it's so easy to get caught up in all the emotions. But if it's written down on paper, you don't forget it. You can go back and look at it and oh yeah, this is why I'm leaving.
Yeah, absolutely.
I understand why we're seeing more counteroffers now. The economic climate is a little tumultuous. And look, when people leave companies, it costs companies 33% more in base salary to train someone new. So I get wanting to hold on to that person, but we've seen that often not work out.
Yeah. And a lot of times, it feels great in the moment. The family's still together, so to speak. But, 6 months down the road, you have 80% leaving the company after accepting a counteroffer. Between 6 and 12 months, 50% are back on the market within 2 months looking for a new job. And ultimately, you had your backpack on, you were ready to leave, and that trust is broken between you and your employer, your managers, potentially even your team. So staying might not be the best environment anymore.
Yeah, I think a lot of times on a team, if people, teammates chat. So if people know you were looking someplace else and, got another offer and then the company counter offered and they know you got more money just because you threatened to leave, that can, I guess, spoil the milk. Maybe
the line is going to be out the door to get more of those counters too. Yeah, you don't want a culture of that.
No, you don't want people leaving for more money to come to you and say, pay me more money and I'll stay. Yeah. That's digging yourself a hole fast, and it's going to affect your profitability. It's certainly going to affect culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Culture is so important in companies, and these counteroffers can often, put a wrench in the system, so to speak. But I think that's why it's so important for companies to maintain those, stay interviews that we've talked about, and annual reviews, and just those quarterly sit-down conversations you have over coffee to make sure people are happy.
Yeah.
And fulfilled.
Yeah, and if it's a counteroffer on the day of resignation, oftentimes that gets lost in translation. It's no longer about that individual person, because if it was, those stay interviews would have happened and that plan would have already been in place. So at this point, you're thinking about your retention dollars, the backfill costs, and the training costs of a new employee, and the inconvenience of finding somebody. However, if you have that plan in place for every person, that promotional path and that runway, then you wouldn't have to white knuckle grip as somebody's trying to resign.
Yeah. It's funny too, when we hear people talk about their why, more often than not, it's not about money. It's about leadership, culture, opportunities, lack of training, SOPs not being in place and creating a chaotic environment. But I think when you're in the transition, looking to take a new job, your anxiety crops up, you're emotive, and you start making decisions off emotions. And that's why I say it's so important to have you write down your why, because you can go back to that and take the emotion out and realize, even if they pay me X number of dollars more, it's not going to change my opportunity to move up at this company. It's not going to change my work hours or how much I'm traveling. Those things don't change. And it's not going to make you happy to go back if you haven't changed that why.
Yeah. Sometimes people don't realize in the moment why they are motivated to leave, and they do need to, have that sounding board or somebody to talk to figure out, like, why am I not happy at my current company and what am I really looking for? But having, being able to make your decisions based on, your true goals and your life goals, what's best for your family. All of those things should be taken into consideration. They're serious. Those are, that's what it's all about. Now that we've talked a bit about the truth about counteroffers, it's important to reflect throughout your process about your why, what's motivating you, and what the future has in store for you. It's easy to get emotional when somebody wants you to stay, but ultimately there's a reason why you were looking outwards in the first place. So just make sure you're being true to yourself, and feel free to give us a call. We're happy to be an ally, somebody to provide some advice and help you walk through making the best decision for you and your family.